So today's big question is, how do you blend families? And is it even possible to have blended families? Today I talk about a topic that's both heartwarming and complex. My name is Jonah Wosu, and welcome to the Second Chances Podcast, a love journey in black and white. So the reality is, for a lot of people who divorced and over 40, the chances are you will be faced with some form of blended families and family dynamics, pleasure and challenges. The question is, how do you handle it? And is it worth going into a relationship knowing that you would have to blend two families? You see, Davide has a 10-year-old beautiful daughter. She's amazing. But it is quite challenging navigating that part of our relationship. And it's quite complicated, especially if there are many kids involved and different external factors too. So first off, let's celebrate the beautiful journey of blended families. Woohoo! I do know some people who have some amazing blended families. It's like the merging of two worlds, histories, backgrounds, culture to start a brand new chapter of your life. It could be a very, very beautiful thing. But like with most things in life, there are often some challenges that come with it as well. So let's talk a little bit about the joys of having a blended family. And I'm going to speak a little bit about myself. The number one thing is I don't have personal kids of my own. So having a partner who has kids, boom, now I have kids. And I can also enjoy the joys of parenting and being part of raising another human being. It also affords the opportunity for shared responsibilities. So I know that for a lot of people who are maybe been single parents for a very long time, having a new partner with a blended family now brings with it someone that can help you, so that they're more hands on deck, especially if they have older kids. That could be very, very beneficial, because now the child raising, the responsibilities of the house chores, even the financial situation can now become a shared responsibility of everybody involved. Expanded family ties means that all of a sudden, if it was just you, now you could have a family of 5, 6, 7 people. Whereas before, maybe for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, it's just you and maybe one other. Now you have an expanded family just like that, and it's more joyful. It's like having more additional beautiful relationships. And we know that having relationships is so great. Especially if you're from a small family. Now, boom, you have many, many more people who you can learn to love, and you can share lots of memorable times together. So I love that one. Another thing that comes with blended families is learning about new traditions, because most families I have my own personal traditions I do myself. I have the one in my relationship, and imagine now having a blended family with different kids and grandparents and parents and all of that stuff. Now you get to learn about their own traditions. You can now co-create or maybe even create brand new traditions for yourselves as a unit, or for the holiday season, and just doing way more things. It's just beautiful. Blended families, I think, is such a beautiful opportunity for everyone. But let's face it, there will always be challenges. These are two worlds coming together. One thing I want to call out is the initial phase. You have to be conscious of the adjustment phase. It's never going to be a square peg in a square hole, boom, everything fits together. No. So whether it's the initial introduction to your kids or you meeting the other partner's kids, you have to take things slowly. You have to approach it with a lot of patience, a whole lot of patience, and understand that the initial dynamics is going to be tough, because you're coming into their world, they're coming into your world, and you need the opportunity, the space, the patience, and time for all of that to mesh well together. So don't be too hard on yourself, or don't try to rush things, because it may not work out and somebody might get hurt, right? The second thing is around parenting style. So like for me, I'm raised traditional Nigerian upbringing, where you're not really friends with your kids. And Davide, for instance, is Italian raised, very cultural people. And now his daughter is being raised more Canadian. So different parenting styles, different dynamics. At the end of the day, you need to be conscious of that. You need to be careful when you're making certain comments or doing certain things within the family, the new family unit now, you have to be aware of all the things that are at play, all the different styles that are at play, and be cautious. Have these conversations with your partner on what level of parenting they would like for you to bring to the table. Some people would rather just you remain, like if it's the father who's remarrying, so you always just be the father's wife as opposed to being a stepmom to their kids. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what really works for you as a unit. So have these conversations up front, because you don't want to be expecting to be somebody's step parent and then you get with somebody and then he's like, no, I don't want you part of raising my child. So just know that up front and then work on blending the different parenting style to make sure that the child is the focus and you're aligned on how the child should be raised, what values you want to raise the child with. The most important one for me, factor, is external influences. And by this, I'm talking about the previous partners, right? The parent of the child, the other parent of the child can be a very, very challenging situation. I've seen situations where the partner is friends, has a cordial relationship with the ex, and those probably work more. And then I've seen the other one where it's very, very toxic and there's just still a lot of animosity, a lot of hatred, and they use the kids as pawns, and it's just a messy situation. So you want to really, really be careful with that, because you also don't want to aggravate the situation. You want to understand what your place is, what your role is. And again, be patient. Things like this have a way of working itself out. So, when the trying times show up, make sure that you and your partner stay connected, right? It's important that you stay united and that you agree on the same things, you forge ahead with the same plan, and you're patient while you allow this complexity, especially if the ex is an unreasonable person. You have to be patient to know how things work out. And also be careful on who you're listening to, because a lot of people think they're experts on other people's lives. They always seem to have advice. Oh, no, you should do it this way. Oh, no, you should. Maybe take a chill pill on who you're listening to. And if someone hasn't been in a blended family situation, maybe you shouldn't be seeking advice from those people. Okay, so just be careful who you're listening to at this point, because this is a very, very sensitive point. So just be careful. So those are the reasons why, for me, the joys and the challenges of blended families. Another question I want to pose, because this has come up before, and I think it was the reason my previous relationship ended. The question is, who comes first, the partner or the kids? This is a very, very difficult question to answer. The ideal answer? Well, it varies. Some people believe that putting the partner first strengthens the relationship, and then it will make it a more secure and loving environment for the kids. Some other people argue that no, the kids should always come first and that's it, and they're the number one priority. So they put their partner as second place or third place, or if you're unlucky, maybe you come right after the dog. But again, it's about knowing these things upfront, having these conversations early so that you can prepare yourself, so that you're not having expectations that cannot be met by a partner who has one mindset or the other. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's just what works for you and works for the person. So make sure you're having these conversations, you're finding a balance, making sure that everybody feels valued, respected, and loved. Everybody feels like they are part of this blended family, and not, okay, these are the main players and you are just some hanger-on, the unwanted cousin. So no, so make sure that you're all aligned on what the unit looks like, what the priorities are, who's the top priority, and just do whatever works for you, right? Being number one might be crucial to you, so go with somebody who also believes in the relationship or their partner being number one. And if it's not, then maybe somebody else who also puts their kids as number one, if you put your kids as number one, will be a better compatibility for you. But again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what really works for you. So here's one thing you should remember about blended families. Like I was saying, there are many, many stories where you would even find that kids love their step-parents more than they love their own parents. Yeah, that happens. And you have other situations where the kids don't even talk to their step-parents at all. Their father's wife, nope, don't want to have anything to do with them. That's fine too, right? At the end of the day, no two families are ever going to be the same. There's too much at play, too many family dynamics at play. Every family will eventually find its own rhythm. So just be patient with it. Make sure that your goals, your vision, everything is aligned, and just allow the rest of it to play out. Focus on understanding all the new members of your family. Be patient and just give love. Give love as much as you can. Don't expect anything in return. And just do the work. Make sure that the kids feel safe. Make sure that everybody feels safe. Try to forge new relationships with these kids. And most importantly, you and your partner, you have to be united. You have to be united. You don't want a situation where kids come in between you and that's it. And if it's a partner who believes the kids come first, you're toast. So let me know what you think about whether your partner should come first or the kids. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever works well for you. So thanks for listening to today's episode on the Second Chances podcast, a love journey in black and white. I will see you same time tomorrow, sending you love and light.